Well, hello, Andy Bassist, coming at you once again. Little pedalboard run through. I redid it, rewired it all up with new cables. So thought I'd shout about it. Why not? For people interested in the cables, it's all Planet Waves. Either the solderless pedalboard kit or the ins and outs from the boards. They're Planet Waves American Stage. 15 feet, I believe, is the measurement of those. So basically, I've wired it up in what I think is a interesting way, using the possibilities in my cog pedal, to change the order of stuff. So yeah, we'll see if you guys think it's interesting. Any questions that you have, just comment below. But I'll try and explain why I've done what I've done. So first off, Redwitch Zeus, straight in, beautiful Octave and Fuzz. You can obviously have those both on together. There is a video on my channel already of those two. I'll put a link on the screen now. Click the pedal. Next up, we've got the Redwitch Moon Phaser. Pretty new edition. I got it when I was in New Zealand a few weeks back. It's quite a simple phaser in reality, but it's got the cosmology switch, which switches through 6 different settings. All are awesome, very different, very cool. Super cool sounding phaser. Love it. So in the signal chain from there, then I go up into Red 5. Red 5, it literally was its 2-year birthday today, or the day of filming this video. It came up on Tom, the lovely owner of COG, his Facebook, reminding him that 2 years ago I asked him to make this abomination. It's really interesting. Obviously, you can see chorus, octave, fuzz, reverb. Effects loops in the back, which we'll get into in a minute. But yeah, basically it's got a chorus that's based off the old brown Boss pedals. You've got the T65 Octave. I think it was pretty much the first one he put in anything. Just putting it out there. I had the first. Doesn't have the effects loop, but I don't care. Awesome Octave. Then this is where it gets interesting, because I've got 2 effects loops. One which is before the talking and one which is after. So you can put loads of effects in before the talking so that you get affected. Differently to if you just ran straight into them and then into it. Namingly, obviously, it makes the octave really useful, because what I've done is the one before the talking, I've come out and I've put my drive pedals in. Obviously, apart from the Zeus, all my drive pedals go in front of the fuzz, which means they come after the octave. So my octave can stay clean. I can have my octave with drive pedals on, unless obviously I'm feeding it with the Zeus, that's obviously a different feel. It helps the octave track better, basically. So yeah, then I come down here into my lovely plethora of drive pedals and fuzzes and octaves. Obviously, the pitchfork for me is slightly differently because it works slightly differently because it's polyphonic, so it does it tracks a lot better coming after dirt than what the analog octaves, being the T65 and the Zeus, would. So here we go. So obviously but after the octave, we go into the Vulcan XL. Oh, proper girth. And just, it's a little bit of a volume boost. I just couldn't care. Normally, that is my clean sound. To show how ridiculous it all is. That's the sound that is normally always on. The whole time I'm playing. It never really goes off, apart from to tune. Next up, we have what makes me very sad is the only Fuzz thing on the board, but there are plans for that to be sorted. Ryan from Fuzz knows what I'm on about. Just the best fuzz ever. And I love the Zeus and I love the Tarkin, but just for absolute ridiculousness, this is just it. And originality, I know it's based off something else. I couldn't tell you what now. But it's just so good. It's got the little switch in the middle. By the bug's head is oscillating, so it just goes into absolute mental. But I'm gonna stop gushing and I'll let you hear it. I didn't mention it's a tremolo fuzz. I'll put a video, hit the screen. It's awesome. It breaks my light. Watch the video and you'll see. Next up, we got a pitchfork from ElectroHarmonix. It's kind of set to do the raw bloody kind of thing, just thicken and just basically give an octave up on whatever I play. So. It's really cool when a fuzz. Everything just gets a bit fuller, especially under a guitar solo. Even though we're a 2-guitar band, so there is still a guitar playing, I find that totally helps. Just give everything a bit more girth. I know my bass is distorted anyway, but just a little bit. It's that little bit more. It's that little, 5% more, which is cool. It works. It makes everything sound really full. Then, obviously, from there, we go back into the return of that effects loop in my Red 5. And then we go into the fuzz, which is Tarkin. That set, it is obviously quite distorted, it's a fuzz, but I set that because I stack it basically on top of my Vulcan for like choruses and stuff like that. And then there's the really cool reverb, which is a reverb. It's basically set just really small at the minute, just really subtle, just to give a little bit more is just to warm it up a little bit if it's in a really, really dry room or I'm recording. Obviously, I mean, sort of other stuff, pedal demos, I don't like to put reverb on it because it kind of takes away from what you're trying to do. And live or in the studio, sometimes it can get a bit muddy, so I'll let him do it. If I'm doing a solo recording just for me, then I'll put that on. I am considering getting a Big Sky Strymon because it just looks amazing, and it's got the absolutely nuts reverb sounds in there, which I want for another project that I'm involved in. But we shall see. Out of there, basically, out of the so no more effects loops, of Red 5, I go into my Origin Effects Cali 76 bass compact compressor. I used to have this very first in my chain, but I actually sort of listened a little bit, read a little bit, and it was just weirdly affecting the fuzzes in a way that I wasn't noticing, really, because I just always put it at the front. It sounds awesome at the front, but for me, it was a little bit, it was taking something away from, when I randomly did it, just took it off the board one day, just because I think I was demoing something, and I needed that space, and holy crap, like, I was just like, oh, okay, like, it still sounds really, really good at the front, but the fuzzes and distortion they just sound a bit better with it, sort of processing all the ups and downs and adding the little bit of girth that it does after them. For some reason, it sounds much better. So yeah, I've got a really cool video on that where the Origin dudes they sent me that because I used to have the large one. They sent me that to demo. I fell in love with it. Immediately sold the large one. It's smaller and it sounds better to me. It's my opinion. I haven't tried the larger Transformer versions. So, you know, all those dudes who are like so serious about their, the larger Cali units don't like go hayin'. Out of there, we go into my Moog. The Cluster Flux, which is flanger chorus. At the minute, it's set to a really nice full chorus. So pretty self-explanatory. It can go a bit more. It can drive. It's just got so much in it, and I plan to do more with that. It's got MIDI functionality. It's gonna get a lot more crazy. In another project, I do go fully crazy with that, and also in the demo, I show how mental that thing can go. Check it out and share it around. And then pretty much finally, we go into my Strymon Timeline. Bit of overkill, admittedly, for what I use it for, which is really sort of just subtle delays sitting in the back. But for other stuff, I do crazy things. So at the minute, it's sort of, we've got sort of just really sort of short, not many repeats, not really high in the mix. I use it for like ends of songs just to make it seem really epic. And then obviously you've got the crazy sounds in that. Which this is called, I haven't renamed this yet, but this is basically a swell delay. And then another one I haven't renamed, I've got a lo-fi delay, which has just got all the dirtiness and just, put a bit of distortion on that. it's lovely. There's obviously much crazier things that you can do. You can it's just the reverse delays. I'm gonna get there with it, but in other projects, and hopefully be able to use MIDI with something that I have coming soon. Hopefully, sorry, I was away from that. Hopefully able to use MIDI with something that I've got coming very soon. After that, I go into my tuner Boss T3. It's just a standard. I've thrown it. I've stomped on it. I swear they're unbreakable or something. It's at the end. Just if I've got random stuff on, I can kill everything with one. Especially if I've got delays and the LFOs from the Fuga and reverbs and just massive fuzzes, I can kill a lot of it. I can kill all of it in just one stomp and then turn everything off, as opposed to hitting one at the beginning and having all the delays still trailing. Obviously, I think I might look into getting some sort of controller very soon. Mainly because I think it would be really easy, and it opens up a lot more in some of the pedals, because you're not having to tap dance quite so much. But yeah, that's the board. Anything interesting or any questions you have, just comment below. Please go and like the Facebook page. You get a little bit more. Yeah, that's it. Andy Bassist, out.